Okay, so let's get into episode 7 of Suge's podcast. Um, for those who requested it in our comments, we did put up a new sweatshirt in the merch shop. One of the P Funk ones, in case you guys want to buy that. But in Suge's podcast, episode 7, he talks about artists, which you talked about before, but artists being jealous of Tupac, and that people would come up to the dog pound and they would come up to Snoop and say, hey, can I get where's Tupac? I want to get a picture with Tupac, or I want to get Tupac's autograph. Where is he? And that created the demise of Death Row. Did you hear that? And did you have thoughts on it?
You know what? Episode 7 of Tupac, I'm sorry, of Suge's podcast, Collect Calls. That's the Suge Knight that Reggie Wright looked up to. The guy that's talking like that, the way he explaining stuff and breaking down and not making jokes and adding salt and pepper to stuff. That's the guy that I knew. That's the guy that I was like, all right, this is a dude I can learn from. This is the dude that I learned anything in the music business that I learned from. Uh, that's the guy that I was listening to and sucking up his game and all the words and the stuff that he used to say and spit out. That's the guy I miss. I'll put it that way. He's doing a great job. He did a great job on episode 7. I can't say that about 1 through 6, and I can't say that about episode 8 through whatever. But episode 7, if he keep along the way that he came off in episode 7, then yeah, man, good job. So I just wanted to say good job, Dave Mays and Suge Knight on episode 7, because I saw Dave Mays. I heard you, Dave Mays. I heard you wanted to egg him on the tap. The tap at, I don't know who, I ain't going to say, but it sounds like Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright think everything's about him. And so, and he shut it down. I was like, oh no. Let me be on some positive stuff. Let me talk about what I really want to be here for. So shout out Suge Knight for that. All right. And John went right over the almighty P-Funk shirts. Anybody that subscribe and like the red side, not that I'm over here promoting red or blue, because I promote green, but those shirts are almighty. It's not just a Compton thing or Bompton thing, as it says. That's a P-Funk thing, almighty. If you claim or know people that's affiliated with Pyrus or Bloods, then you should consider yourself almighty. So don't just look at it for guys in Inglewood or Pacoima or Memphis or New Jersey. If you got somebody that's claiming a Pyru car, trust me, they should love this shirt, because they all should consider themselves as being almighty. Get off that subject, but y'all look at that shirt again. It's a good thing. A lot of people were asking when we showed Suge and Pac at the Soul Train that episode. They were like, where can we get that shirt at? Where can we get that shirt at? So we're going to do it for a limited time for y'all and at a great price. You should be able to get it for under $40. I think it's $37, to be honest. Something like that. $40. Oh, get back to the subject on hand, because I done forgot the question. But pretty much I think...
Jealousy. The artist being jealous of Tupac.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was something we observed and learned. It didn't appear that way. But if Suge says it, then that's what it is, because Suge dealt with them and he was in there deeper than I was. I was security. I admit it. I was the owner of a security company in 95, 96, the time periods that he's talking about. Never really did security, but I owned a security company. But I was also always with Suge. Anybody that knows Suge knows, out in the streets at a club or a show or anything like that, on the road, Reggie was generally with him 95% of the time. I'm not saying every day of his life like that, but definitely if he's in a public or it was a public event going on. So I didn't see it. I didn't observe that. It seemed to be all love. But now, after hearing the interviews, seeing things, hearing Suge say things and point things out, I can see it possibly being true. But being in the mix of it at the time, I didn't see it because Pac and Suge were the type that would have called it out if they did. So I think this is something, honestly, that they learned over a period of time. And Mr. Doggy Dogg, Snoop Dogg, has been showing us in his statements and videos of recent. And that's where I think Suge Knight, being observant as he is seeing and why he making that statement in 2023. I just don't believe Suge would have allowed it to go on in 1996. And I don't think he observed it in 1996. Because Suge knew how to cut people off back then. Well, I said that in the reverse order. He knew how to get people attention back then. It cut them off. And when your water getting cut off, and the bill man and the IRS or the waterman or the girl or your wife or is complaining about needing that money, you get some act right real quick. Real quick. And that's how Suge, unfortunately, he played with people or controlled people or dealt with people, whatever word you want to use. And so that's my opinion on it. But whatever Suge Knight record stands on that, or whatever his stance or belief is on that, I'll let that stand. I'm not going to try to rewrite or correct that because, once again, I reiterate, love how he came across in that podcast, that episode of the podcast. Yeah.